And we are back. It is match day 4 of the Nations League. It is the day that I've been waiting for, because today is the day England's Nations League campaign begins. Another opportunity for silverware for the Three Lions that will inevitably end in disappointment like it always does. But I am full of high hopes. I think we've got a fantastic team. I think we are more than capable of winning the group we've been put in, even though there are some very difficult opponents in there. But I'm just excited to see England playing. I am one of those people that enjoys international football a little bit more than club football. Although, considering how my club team has been performing recently, maybe that plays into it a little bit as well. But very excited to see England play today, hoping for a big victory against slightly weaker opposition, but we shall see. As for last night, what a performance it was from the Dutch. Obviously, again, some Manchester United connections there with Van Gaal, Memphis, Daley Blind, and hopefully some future connections with Julian Timber and Frankie de Jong, all having fantastic performances in my opinion. And I did warn you about the Belgians' attitude towards this tournament, and I'm not surprised one bit to see what happened in that game. Right, let's get into our usual process. As always, I will ask you to like, share and subscribe, and let's get into the rest of the results from yesterday. So, these were my predictions, and these were the results. And in all seriousness, I was really, really happy with my performances in League D and League C, getting every single one of the results correct, as well as getting the correct score in Liechtenstein, Moldova. It was actually in League A, the one that I should know the most about, where it all went a bit awry. Have to apologise to Austria for completely disrespecting them. Fantastic 3-0 away performance from them. And I did say about how it wouldn't surprise me to see Denmark get a result against France. I would never have predicted Denmark to win, but if you watch back yesterday's video, I was very, very close to going for a draw. Either way, would have got no points there, and obviously we spoke about Belgium and Holland, resulting in another point for me there. So 7 points from 7 games. I'm never going to ask for more than that. The equivalent of 1 point a game is a fantastic score for a match day, bringing my tournament score up to 14. As always, I will put the matchday score and tournament score in my little copy and paste section, so you can let me know how you got on as well. And let's look ahead to another fun day of Nations League football, including, of course, that England fixture later on. So, we start with League C. No games in League D today. We start with League C, and we have the group of Lithuania, Luxembourg, Turkey and the Faroe Islands. And from my research, Lithuania and Luxembourg are very, very close. There's not much to choose between them. They've played a fair amount over the last few years, and it's always been either a draw or one goal either side. So I've just put it down the middle as a 1-1 draw for that one there. I would say the more likely result would be a Luxembourg win, if there is going to be a winner, but that's the main reason really why I've gone for a draw. I don't really see Lithuania winning that one. Turkey and the Faroe Islands is a bit of a mismatch. Faroes have actually played really well, given their history over the last few years. Started picking up some results against mainly League D teams, but a few League C teams as well. But they're coming up against a team in Turkey who are kind of like what I said about Slovakia yesterday. They're a bit above League C, in my opinion. They're definitely better than some of the League B teams. So I'm going to go for a 4-0 win for Turkey in that one there to start off their campaign. Into League B, we have 2 groups on show today in League B. Starting off with the group of Finland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro and Romania. Tough one, Finland and Bosnia. I would argue that Bosnia have some more recognisable faces, the likes of Edin Dzeko, Miralem Pjanic, Kolasinac, etc. But these are all players that are a little bit older now, definitely towards the back end of their careers. Some of them don't even play regularly for their country anymore. And the Finns are a slightly developing team. Obviously, they've got like Timu Pukki from Norwich and Kamara from Rangers, Hradetsky in goal and whatnot. So I'm going to tip Finland to edge this one. I'm going to go for 2-0. Might be slightly disrespectful to Bosnia, but I just have a good feeling on Finland on this one. I think they're going to get the job done. Montenegro and Romania, however, I think is going to be a much tighter affair. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that one as well. Again, sort of when I looked at it, both of the teams' forms aren't the best. It's unclear whether or not Yanis Hagi will be available for Romania. Obviously, the son of the famous Jorge Hagi. And yeah, both teams a bit out of form. Not really got the best results recently. Very similar in the FIFA rankings. So I think it's just easier to go for a 1-1 draw. More or less just to give me a better informative decision for the other fixtures when they come up against Finland and Bosnia. On to the other group in League B. It's the group of Armenia, Ireland, Scotland and Ukraine. So obviously Scotland and Ukraine are not playing because they actually played each other in the World Cup playoffs on Wednesday, and Ukraine are playing tomorrow in their playoff final against Wales. So it's just Armenia and Ireland from that group today. And realistically, this should be a pretty simple win for Ireland. Mkhitaryan is not going to be playing for Armenia, it seems, so their only real recognised player is unavailable. The Irish are on a poor run of form recently in international football, but player for player, they should easily be beating Armenia. So I am going to go for a 2-0 win for Ireland. But given that so far the home nations have all lost in their respective games over the last week or so, you never know, maybe Ireland lose as well. And speaking of the home nations, we get to League A Group C, the group of Hungary, England, Italy and Germany. I'm going to talk about the England game first because it is the earlier kickoff. Realistically, as I said at the start of the video, England should be winning this one pretty comfortably in my opinion. We had Hungary in our World Cup qualifying group where we beat them 4-0 away, and then unfortunately for me, I was at Wembley when we drew 1-1 at home. My only concern, as always, is Gareth Southgate and his team selection. Honestly, if he plays 5 at the back, Rice and Phillips, I'm going to lose my mind. Even if we do that, I still think we should be beating Hungary, but I would like to see a 4 at the back. I'd like to see a bit more creativity. If you're interested actually in how I would line it up, I'll put a link to my England Nations Team video in the description of this video, so be sure to check that one out. I'm going to go for 3-0 to England. Honestly, it should probably be more. Hungary aren't the best of teams. They definitely earned their spot in League A after a good run in the Nations League last year and a fantastic Euros, getting some big scouts in their Euro group during the actual tournament itself. But England should really be winning this one pretty comfortably. So 3-0 England. Come on, England. Let's move on to the other game in our group, which is the main event of the evening. It is Italy and Germany. And who'd have thought 6 months ago we'd be talking about Italy arguably being the most out of form international side going into the Nations League. Unbeaten in, I think it was 40 games come the end of the Euros, when they obviously beat England in the final on penalties, which I still haven't got over. But since then, it's all gone wrong for them. Obviously not qualifying for the World Cup by firstly not getting out of their group and then losing to North Macedonia in the playoffs. Then, of course, earlier this week, getting completely embarrassed by Argentina in the Finalissimo, whatever it was, at Wembley. And they come up against a Germany team which seem to have started to rediscover their form after what was a poor Euros where they ended up losing to England. Likes of Havertz and Werner, the two Chelsea boys, have started performing well, started to bring through a few youngsters like Musiala and Raum and other players like that. I think it is the right time for them to be playing Italy. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Germany, and I think they're probably our biggest contenders in this group. I think it'll be between England and Germany. Don't get me wrong, Hungary and Italy are going to be very tough games for England, and psychologically it could be a problem coming up against Italy after what happened in the Euros. But for me, England and Germany are the two teams to beat in this group. hence why I'm going for both of them to win away from home. And that is going to be it for this video. As always, I will put the fixtures in the description of this video, allowing you to quickly copy and paste them down and let me know in the comments your predictions. Please like and share the video so we can get as many people involved in these predictions as possible. Please consider subscribing if you are new around here. Don't forget to ring that bell to get your predictions in before anyone else. And I will see you tomorrow morning, where we'll be going through match day 5 of the Nations League and also the World Cup playoff final between Wales and the Ukraine. See you tomorrow, and come on England!